guys.
Hey guys, how you guys doing today? Welcome from a house to a home. I'm your co-host, Matt Gonzales.
And I'm your other co-host, Desiree Gonzales. Hey, it is our desire to see a house become a home because a home is where your story begins.
Yes. And you know, there is a universal ache in everybody's heart for that home. It's that place where you get to go and become celebrated, but also discovered who you were created to be.
That's right. And thanks so much for joining us today. We're going to have so much fun. I'm excited to bring on our guests in just a minute. If you're watching live via Facebook or YouTube or catching the replay, we so appreciate you joining us today. And please comment where you're from. We'd love to know.
Yeah, we want to know where you're watching from. So go ahead and put in the comments what city, nation, state you are watching from. Also, we'd love to find out just who's on the broadcast today. I see.
Yes.
I said, oh, what is going on?
Hey.
Hey, what is going on, girl? So glad you joined us today. You know, on today's episode, we'll be having a conversation with Ryan and Des Crone of the Mission Church. And they have just become great friends of ours. And we're going to be able to just have a good conversation about some exciting things. We can't wait to jump into the conversation.
Yeah.
So once again, we are here.
We have some fun stuff planned too.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure you stay on the live the whole time. We actually are doing something new today.
Yes, we are.
We're going to do a giveaway. So stay tuned. We're going to announce that in just a second. So drop where you're from. We see a lot of Vacaville family in the house. Thanks for joining us, guys. Super excited to have you on today.
Also, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to our mission page, YouTube, and hit the notification button so you'll be notified whenever we go live, either from one of our services or another show. Make sure to subscribe and follow our YouTube page, and welcome to our YouTube.
Yes.
Those who are watching via YouTube.
Yes.
Also, if you haven't already followed the Mission Church Facebook page, make sure you go do that. We will be sharing this show. Matter of fact, we got to do it right now. I got to share on mine. So go ahead and take time. And would you share right now on your Facebook? Also, tag somebody who you believe will be greatly blessed by this show today. Tag them in the comments. That would be such a blessing to enlarge our audience today.
Indeed.
So make sure I'm going to go ahead and share it on all our pages. So you do too. Go ahead and do it right now.
Interactive, right?
We are interactive. Go ahead and take it away.
Take it away. All right. So guys, we are going to be doing a giveaway. So stay tuned. If you don't know who Dave Crone is, you need to know. He is not only our senior leader and the father of Ryan Crone that is about to come on right now, he is also an author, an amazing author. And so we have the privilege of giving away one of his resources. So we are going to be giving away Prisoner of Hope. So stay on the broadcast till the end, because we're going to give it away to someone very special, and we'll let you know in just a little bit.
Yes, we will let you know.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Fun stuff.
It's not all right. So having some technical difficulties right here. It is coming up here. It is not coming up here. So this is interesting. Something's not connecting, but that's all right. We'll just go for it.
That is all right. We're gonna roll.
That's the thing about being live, is that you get these.
Pre-recording. You can make adjustments, but we're live, so it's all good.
Hey, so we are glad to see what is up, Tamra. What's going on?
Hey, Tamra.
So glad to have you with us watching today. Once again, remember, a house is a group of people coming together, unified because of the structure. But a home is a group of people unified because of one purpose. A house is made of bricks and beams, but a home is made of hope and dreams. Let's go ahead and bring on our guests today, Ryan and Des Crone. What's going on, guys?
Hey, guys.
Thanks so much for joining us. We're excited to have you guys on today.
Yeah, great to be here.
Really, really good. Matter of fact, you have the book. You want to hold it up so people can see right here.
Awesome.
Prisoner of Hope. There you go. There it is right there.
Such an amazing book.
Such an amazing book. It is so good, guys. And we're so excited to be able to give that away. And I know, once again, Craig says Prisoner of Hope is one of the best books I've ever Red. What's up,
Agreed.
Craig?
Agreed.
Craig, you looking good with that haircut. Did you get a haircut? Is that old picture? Hey guys, well, we're excited to have you guys on. It's been such a fun journey as we've gotten, moved here to Vacaville and being able to get to know you guys. And we just want to have a conversation today because I know you guys have a very just very interesting journey that maybe not a lot of people know
Yeah,
about. And
yeah.
we want to kind of talk about that. But go ahead and take away.
Yeah. So for those guys who may be new to the mission,
Yes.
can you just share a little bit about yourselves, maybe some of your passions and what your role is here at the mission?
Yeah. Well, I moved here when I was 15, I believe. So I've been here for a long time. And so I grew up here at the church and then started getting involved in youth and doing, interning in youth, and then eventually started youth pastoring. And then, so I've been here a long time. That's where we met, was in high school. So
That's a good place to meet.
yes.
It is.
Yeah. My parents and I started coming here. I was in 5th grade, so I've been here longer. So I attended church here as an elementary school student all the way through now. So yeah, it's been a big part of who I am today. So I'm really thankful for that. And yeah, I love it here.
Awesome.
15. Wow. So you've been here. So before you were 15, were you guys stationed at? Where did you guys live?
We lived in Petaluma for a while, and then before that, Santa Cruz. So I was born in Santa Cruz and then moved up to Petaluma. Dad took a senior leadership role there in Petaluma, so lived there for about 7-8 years, and then we moved over here to Vacaville.
I love the beach. Santa Cruz.
Yes.
That sounds
I
pretty
know.
fun right now.
I would love to go to Monterey right about now.
We'll sneak away in the quarantine to Monterey. Should I say that publicly? No, I'm just kidding.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Well, guys, we would like to hear some of your journey and how God called you into ministry. What does that look like for each of you guys? As I know you guys are currently serving, and would you guys even let the listener and those who are watching right now just let them know a little bit about your guys' position? What do you guys do at the mission? And just kind of the call. How did you guys discover that? How did you guys step into that? That'd be awesome to know.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we'll start there, what we do here, and then kind of maybe go back to how we got here a little bit. We oversee the local church, or local church leaders is our official title. And it's just a great pleasure to be able to work with our team here. That's probably good 60-70% of my job is working with the local team, all the youth pastor, junior high, children's. We have just an amazing staff here, so they make my job easy. It's great. So I work with them a lot, and then just kind of big picture work with the team here, with Dad and Mom and you guys and other part of the team on just what's the big picture for our church. And right now we're in a real interesting time that we're asking those questions, like what does church look like now moving forward?
True.
And so it's fun being a part of those things. And then Des works with the children.
Yeah, I'm on the children's team with Amanda and Tamra, and I just love it. I help with the younger kids, and I've always loved kids, so it's really fun to work with them and plan things, although we're not planning anything too much right now. But yeah, so.
Awesome.
That is so good. Now, what about the call? How did you guys kind of step into that?
Yeah, I mean, when I was real young, I was probably somewhere around 9-10 years old. We had at the time we didn't really see him as a prophet, because we just didn't really, in our circles, that wasn't a thing, but he really was, Paul Shaw. And on one Sunday, I remember he was there speaking, and afterwards we were just sitting on the pew. It was back when we had pews still. And he just kind of said, "Hey, you're going to be doing what your dad's doing." That was it. That's all he said. Wow. So I was, I think, 8 or 9 or 10, somewhere around there. And then just kind of growing up in church, having a heart for the church. And then, but I mean, my path to actually being in vocational ministry, that's probably not normal. I remember we were up at a leaders advance up in Reading, and I was talking to another pastor, and And he was just kind of asking me about my story. He's like, so where did you get your training? And I just said, well, in a bar.
Come on.
Training in a bar. And it really threw him because he was expecting me to kind of give the traditional go to Bible school for 3-4 years, you know, be a part of this ministry, be part of that, you know, and never get out of the church world. And it kind of left him speechless where he kind of like, oh, okay. And then kind of moved on and went and started talking to somebody else. But, you know, it's always been on my heart to be involved in vocational ministry. But really it's just about serving people in the church. So I've cleaned toilets. I've, you know, for almost 5 years, I cleaned toilets and vacuumed classrooms and did all, you know, maintenance and all that kind of stuff at the church, and just did whatever I could do to serve people and serve the church. And then, you know, did youth pastoring for a little bit. And then me and my brother went off on an adventure of opening up an Irish pub. And so we did that for a while and learned a whole lot about myself and life. And so it's served me well.
And really, without that pub experience, you wouldn't be able to do what you're doing today.
Oh, no.
I mean,
not at all.
Yeah. It really trained him on how to deal with people on a daily basis and just, you know, conflict, everything. Everything that he had to deal with there, he's using today. So I didn't that, but
yeah. That's so cool. And, you know, I mentioned this when your parents were on the show a few weeks ago, but that was actually our first introduction to your parents and to your family, was when your parents shared at Bethel about you guys opening up the pub and all that. And I was like so inspired by that story. I was like, I like these people. I really like this story. And we felt so connected to your family when they shared that. So that's so cool. I love that part of your guys' journey.
It's been so cool.
Yeah, you learn a lot when you deal with drunk people. I came to actually really, really love dealing with drunk people, because it kind of does one of two things. It either opens up the bad side of them, which is not fun to deal with, or it does kind of open up the side that they do try to keep hidden from people. And they're, you know, not saying people should go out and get drunk. That's not, you know, for that to come out. But I just really did fall in love with people that either were in pain and they needed something to cover up their pain with, which obviously we know alcohol is not the way to do that. Right. But I was just able to minister to them and just be personable with them and show them that people do love them, even sometimes when they're not making the choices that are beneficial for their life.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, earlier you're saying how you cleaned a lot of toilets. I still remember those days when I was an intern. But you almost get a sense now who, like, because you know, when you're cleaning toilets and you see people who are in the bathroom, you understand who washes their hands and who doesn't wash their hands, especially around this quarantine time. So, like, you know, everybody wants to like get serious about, you know, and we should, about putting, hand sanitizer on our hands. But a lot of you, I've seen you walk into the bathroom and not wash your hands. So I'm just saying.
Everyone's hyper aware of that now.
Oh, what's up, Chris Overstreet?
Hey, Chris.
Tell us some stories.
All right, guys. We gotta hear stories.
We've heard some of yours.
Yeah, we've heard some of Chris's stories. Oh, great. But probably one of the ones that, you know, kind of impacted me the most with dealing with people that had a little bit too much was, you know, I had a woman that had a little too much and she was getting a little loud. So I just went to go talk to her, and it ended up she spit in my face, took a swing at me.
Oh boy.
Like the kind of the worst situation possible. Luckily, she had too much to drink, so I was able to kind of just dodge the punch. But when I'm standing there talking, this blur comes out of the side of my vision of this. This man was probably 6'6", probably 320 pounds, and like all muscle. I see fly through my peripheral vision, and I'm thinking, I'm dead. I'm dead. Like this guy probably knows her, is trying to defend her. I'm dead. Luckily, he flew past me, picked her up, threw on his shoulder and said, "Hey, I'll take care of this," and got her out of the pub. But for about a half a second, I thought I was done.
Wow.
That I wasn't making it out of that one.
Crazy.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Wow. So talking about Jeremy Maurer, what's going on? Welcome to the show. Hey, one of the things that we've talked about, that season of you doing the pub. I mean, it was such a transformation season for you as an individual and as a couple. Around that same time, you guys had a pretty, it was just a serious time where a lot of things went on. I know your story. I'm trying to, for those who may just be tuning in to the first time, just meeting Ryan and Des. Can you talk about it? It was like really a perfect storm you guys had went through because you had lost your sister. There were things going on at the pub. I know it was a really intense time for you guys. And I feel like it just can relate to so many people right now because there's so much going on. People are experiencing so much right now. And most people who would have gone through a situation like you guys have gone, usually they look for a way to run, to run away from everything. You guys didn't.
Yeah.
What were some keys, and could you kind of share that story?
Yeah. Yeah. It was, looking back on it, it was one of those times that it was the most difficult time of our lives. In that everything that made life difficult, we had no control over. It was things outside of us. It was decisions that were being made outside of our control. Just like, obviously, like my sister had passed away that year. So we went from a family of having 2 little kids to having 4 little kids all in one day. She had gone through a divorce earlier that year. So that was, and that was new to our family. And then we're at the pub, we were dealing with some lawsuit issues that were extremely unjust and, came out proven that way eventually, but we were in the middle of that. And then there's just some other family dynamics and other family situations or relationship issues with other people that were going through really hard family times. Their marriages were on a fast track to divorce.
Wow.
And so that was kind of what was going on in our world. And at the time, one of the things I learned was how to deal with people, because at the pub, I was in charge of the back of the house. So I could hide, stay in the back, didn't have to deal with people other than some employees. But during this time, I had to run the whole thing, be out front in front of people, learn how to do areas that I'd never wanted to do. And so it was just a lot going on in our world at that time.
Yeah.
And so for us, marriage had been good. We just kind of...
It still is.
And it still is, yes.
Thanks for that clarification.
Yes.
Just to clarify.
But, you can kind of just float through life.
Yeah.
And things are good. And you just kind of float through life. And that's kind of how our marriage was. It was good, but no major issues, just kind of, but during the season with everything that's going on, and this is something we learned, it was probably the most difficult time for our marriage, but it ended up being our best time because it forced us to talk about things that we would have never talked about.
Yeah.
And kind of one of the things that kicked that into having to talk about it is I had one of those days at work that everything was just piling up with all that was going on. I was just overloaded with carrying the burden of a lot of things. So I got home, me and Des were in the kitchen. We were cooking dinner for the 4 kids, and something happened. It was probably something stupid, something little that the kids did or something. And I was at the Cuisinart blending up something, and I hit my breaking point.
Yeah.
And I slammed down the Cuisinart and said, "I am done." And in my head, what I'm thinking is I'm just done with this day. I'm done with all that's going around me.
Yeah.
I was just at my breaking point. Well, when I turn around, Des ran upstairs crying. It's not, abnormal for her to cry,
Yeah.
but it was abnormal for her just to like not say anything and just take off running upstairs and crying. So maybe you can kind of share what was going on.
Well, I think, we were going through a lot and going from 2 kids to 4 kids. That's quite an adjustment,
Right.
and a little one on top of that. And I think just being so busy with all of that, we just weren't even connecting as much as we should have been. And so because of all the circumstances and things that was going on with people around us, when I hear I'm done, I'm thinking you're done with this whole situation, like marriage, you're leaving, because that's what I was dealing with. Yeah.
That was our whole context of the world around us was divorce. And
which, they've never dealt with anything like that before with anyone. So
so and I, me not realizing that's because we had never talked about what was going on, obviously, and how the dynamics, everything, but we never talked about with us. How does that affect us? How are we? How am I? Like, I never vocalized to her that I don't think we're heading that way, or that, so we never communicated about how we were doing in our relationship, because we just kind of floated along so far and everything was good. So when I said I'm done because of the context going around us, that's what she thought. So I was like, I was lost. I was like, what is going on here? I just said I'm done.
Wow.
So,
I need details. What are you done with?
That's good.
So there's two different definitions of done right there. That goes on.
So finally, once the light bulb went on, I went upstairs realizing something bigger is going on than just, me just hitting a breaking point. And then so from that point on, we had some very straightforward and very difficult conversations in that we talked about things that we had never talked about. And not necessarily they were bad things, just how we felt, how we functioned, how we thought about each other. And even though they were good thoughts about each other, sometimes it can just be hard to vocalize how you feel about somebody because you're afraid that they might take it a wrong way, or, there's, just like saying I'm done could be construed in 100 different ways. So it really forced us into a situation where we had to talk about things, or else we would have ended up there. Eventually we would have ended up, because like you said, people, in those moments, you can choose just to walk away and not deal with things.
I love what you're saying, because it's pretty much you guys hit a perfect storm. Like you said, the death of your sister, the lawsuits, the pressure of work, the divorce. So all this is going on, and sometimes what happens, as couples, is that we get, you get in those perfect storms, and there's so much going on that you really never process your emotions, either as an individual or together. And so there's that language that there's just that disconnection that could, just happen during those times. But yet it was so profound what you just said, is that you guys had to make the opportunity to reconnect, to really process with each other some of the things that maybe you guys hadn't talked about yet, because, you were just busy. You just had to get through the grind, and just, so much going on. I think that's such a key, especially for couples who are watching right now, that maybe they're losing the job, the COVID, there's, maybe they have a family member who's sick. That just seems like the perfect storm. Their kids were at school. Now they got all the kids at home doing Zoom, and just, everything that's going on in our world right now, where it could just be so overwhelming that, many times couples, they don't connect, they don't process with one another. What can you guys, what were some keys that you would give couples right now on how to make the opportunity to connect like you guys did?
Yeah, I think one of them is willing to ask the tough question. Now, most people take that as ask the tough question for the person to answer. But I think it's asking the tough questions to hear the answer. Like, it's easy to ask a question that makes the other person squirm to have to answer. But it's really hard to ask the question that you're squirming to hear the answer, that you might not get the answer. And so, like, in that situation, when I did come upstairs, she was willing to ask the tough question, and the question that really hit home for me that we have to ask tougher question is she asked, "Are you leaving me?" Which she doesn't want to know that answer, or the no answer, or the yes. I mean the yes, I do want to leave. That's a tough question to ask somebody when you're really asking that question.
Yep.
So I think asking those tough questions that could be really tough to hear the answer was helpful for us.
That's good.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think, well, like you said, kids are home and there's not a lot of alone time, and can't go on a date really, go places. But one thing we've been trying to do is even just go get takeout, or something, just go in the car and just have some time just to be able to connect with each other, because it is crazy at home. I mean, it's great at home, but it can be crazy with all the, the school, the noise, the everything. So I think that's kind of, even if you just go for a walk or park or, something like that, just make it intentional, just like you would even if you couldn't.
What are some of your guys' favorite takeouts? Let's get some shout outs to some good restaurants
Yeah,
here.
well, we just tried Hank and Hazel's. It's a new sausage place in Vacaville. It was really good, so I highly recommend that.
Oh,
Cool.
so that's good.
I'm really good.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I love Clay Oven. I know how you guys feel about Indian food, but
no.
We converted.
We got converted. So
praise the Lord, because I love it.
You love it now.
Shout out to my boy Dub Alexander and some of the guys who got me back on.
It was Felix and
actually,
Dorothy.
I was Felix and
we
Dorothy.
got converted back.
So we were in the Cayman Islands, and they said they took us to an Indian food place.
And we first looked at each other like,
oh no,
shoot.
Yeah. Right. Oh no, we're going to Indian food, because we had a bad experience.
Yeah,
having Indian food in India. So
it
we got sick. So it was just like, so we were like, okay, I don't know if I'll ever eat Indian food again. And Felix and Dorothy took us to a place, and it was so amazing.
It was so good.
So amazing. And then let's try the Clay Oven. And I gotta tell you what, the Clay Oven, if you ever come to Vacaville, you have to go to the Clay Oven. Matter of fact, we'll take a sponsorship if you're watching. But it is amazing.
They're open for takeout. So
Rudy and Joanna Reyes, what's going on? They say Buckhorn is great.
Another
regular
for sure.
Yeah, we do that a lot.
Yep.
That is so good. So what do you guys get? If you want me to ask you, just get a little personal. What do you guys get? What's your favorite thing to eat at Clay Oven?
Chicken tikka masala medium. And I like a side of mixed vegetables and naan bread, garlic and regular.
Yes, that's speaking my love language. And I think that's what we may have for dinner tonight. No. Their butter chicken is super good.
Yeah, it's good too.
Yeah,
I always get the mixed vegetables as well.
I'm a chicken tandoori. I love the chicken tandoori with some rice.
Yeah.
You do a little butter chicken and then some garlic naan. Oh,
yeah. Making everyone hungry.
And we're making it right now.
Yep.
Oh, we might have to do a secretive double date takeout.
Yes.
I eat in my car and just talk.
Yes.
But if you are in the Sacramento area, a great idea that someone gave us is that the drive-in movies in Sacramento is open. So that's a good date night.
Yeah, we did that once for a date night.
Cool. I'll have to do that.
So let's switch it up a little bit. I want to ask you guys some questions regarding church. Regarding navigating the current season we are in as the church. What are some of you guys' thoughts on the next season? What will church look like, you believe? We're not just talking about the mission, we're just talking about church as a whole.
Some of the things that may be changing for everyone.
Yeah, I think diversity is what's going to, I think we're going to see more diversity.
Yeah.
I think some people are saying, traditional church is going to go away. I don't believe that. I don't think that is what's going to happen. Especially certain parts of the country, traditional church that we would see, especially in California, that we would see as traditional church is kind of cutting edge for them.
Yeah, true.
Some
It's
parts
true.
of the country, so it really kind of depends on what part of the country you're in and what your culture and city and stuff that you're in is. It's gonna. So I think diversity is going to even be more prevalent in the church right now. Obviously, with everyone being forced to do online stuff,
Yep.
That kind of stuff, I think is going to continue. But I think people are really going to be looking to connect personally.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's ever going to go away.
Yep.
That personally coming together, celebrating together, that part of community, I don't think is ever going to go away. But I think it's figuring out, okay, how when we do come together, how do we best, strategically have life exchange during that time, and how does that look?
That's
I
good.
think kind of everything's up in the air right now of what we can do.
Yeah.
I think it's creating some new realities that opens up some new creative ways to doing church.
Yeah. It's almost forcing us.
Yeah.
Like forcing us to have to, and it's almost like, the thing is, it's like perspective is everything. I mean, I look at it as it's an awesome opportunity for upgrade.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily to maybe, like you said, end something, but to upgrade something, to see what needs to happen next. So that I love that. I love that. What about you, Des? I mean, what do you foresee, and what's in your heart, even just concerning everything that's going on with the church?
Yeah, I think people miss that connection, and that's what they're gonna appreciate it even more, because I know when we had the first drive-through communion we had, it was so fun to see all those families and people that we hadn't seen in such a long time. And I was actually really emotional surprise, I know, but it really touched me to see all them coming out. And I realized how much I missed seeing people, but feeling okay about seeing them too, because it was kind of weird, can I give you a hug? Nope, don't give you a hug, but being able to wave to them and just love on them from a distance was really fun. So I think people are just going to appreciate and improve on what we had.
You had fun seeing everybody's car.
Yeah, that was fun. I didn't realize that people drove, because I don't really see them.
That's a good point.
Jam, got it. Yeah, it was fun.
Speaking of that, that's a great segue. We're doing another one. You want to talk about that a little bit, Ryan, real quick? I know we had some graphics set up to go, but my other program's not working. That allows everything to jump into this. So
yeah. So this Saturday we're doing another drive-through communion here at the Mission in Vacaville. Starts at 10 o'clock, so we'll be doing it from 10 to 11. And then we're also going to honor our mothers during that time. So if you're a mom and you come through, we got a special gift for you. And then you can pick up your communion, go through a prayer tunnel through your car. And it's lots of fun. It's a way to kind of connect with people, keeping the distancing. You can take communion together in your car. We'll have the other part of the parking lot open. So if you want to go park and take communion, you can do that. Or you can just take it home, do it at home as a family. So it's fun. It's fun. It's a small way to be able to connect with people with still keeping, the distancing there.
Yes.
Yeah. Amanda Platt says, yes,
awesome.
I'm with you. It made my heart so full. If you guys are just joining on the show right now, our guests there are Ryan and Des Crone from Vacaville, California, the Mission Church.
Yes.
And we want to hear from you. If you have any questions for them or any comments, anything you like to share about the show today, make sure to put it in the comments, whether you're watching the live or the replay. We would love to respond to some of those. I know you have a comment from one of your good friends, Craig Ferris, saying, Ryan, need Nancy.
Yes.
I don't know who Nancy Fry is, but
it was a dish that we had at the pub that
gotcha.
So it was French fries with cheese, and then tri-tip, bacon, something else.
Man,
what was amazing? Tri-tip, bacon, and I think probably like sour cream and stuff. So we called them Nancy Fry. One of our security guys there that worked for us for a long time, we always his name wasn't Nancy, but that's what we called him. And he always would order it before we had it on the menu. So we named it after him and call him Nancy Fries.
I got you.
Come on.
I'm with Maria Lynn right now. Y'all making me hungry.
Yes.
Maria,
Yes.
Rudy, and Joanna Reyes. Ooh, that sounds good.
Come on.
So is that at your guys' house? Is that an invitation
That's
to
what I
come
take
home
as.
to eat?
Awesome.
Oh.
So also, guys, if you are just jumping on, we are going to be doing a giveaway in just a few minutes. We're going to be giving away Dave Crone's digital download book of Prisoner of Hope. It is so good.
Right
You guys, there it is. Ryan's holding it up. And it's such an important message, even for where we're at and what we're, talking about in the times we're living in. And, I wanted to ask you guys one more question around this idea of hope. And, there's a lot of people that aren't feeling hope. They're not, they're hopeless. They're feeling hopeless. So what would you tell the person that maybe you're sitting down with? Because I feel like that is part of what we're going to probably experience as we are able to actually get face to face again with people, is going through that process of encouraging people, and those people that have gone through traumatic events through this time. What would you tell the person that feels that way? They feel hopeless. And I know you guys have walked through so much. And what encouragement would you give them?
Yeah, I mean, for me during that time, it was really anchoring my hope in the goodness of God, even though everything around me seemed like life was not good at all. But I just found myself just continually going back to, man, God, you're really, really good.
Come on.
And I know this season isn't fun for me, but I know you'll make it out for my good in the end. And so for me, really to be hopeful was to anchor myself in his goodness. That's served me well. And that's really in that season where I learned to do that, was anchor myself in his goodness.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, something I think that's helpful for me is, for right now, is just turning off all the noise of the news, and even if you have to back down from social media, whatever it is, because I think when you focus on those things, it can cause a lot of not only just fear, but just not good, So I think that would be helpful for someone, just step away from all that and not make that your first thing that you go to. Even like listening to people who are encouraging. We have these encouraging devotion things. Lots of churches are doing them. And you think Bobby Connor has a great little thing for leaders. I love hearing him. So that's helpful for me right now. Just hearing that positive, helpful, encouraging life, and not focusing on the negative.
I love that,
It's
Des.
good.
So basically you're stacking it in your favor. You're just making sure that you are an intentional. Come on, that's so good.
Yeah.
Rudy and Joanne agree. They say yes, Desiree.
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 Get it right.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. And they said, come on over.
Awesome.
Speaking of that, real quick, I got one more question for you guys. What's during this quarantine, what's the normal day in life of the Crones? What's it look like inviting people into your house right now? What does that look like? What have you guys been doing? What are some of the things you've been trying to do as a family? Like, what's that normal day in quarantine look like?
Well, honestly, I would say in the beginning of the whole thing, I did have some fear. Honestly, it was like my parents, they're in the high risk category, and so we really socially distanced and didn't see them for several weeks. I don't even know how long, and it was really weird, So we
yeah, it starts with Nolan, which is our third kid, waking up about 6:30, which then wakes the dogs up and they start barking. And he, down watching cartoons at 6:30, and then everybody kind of rolls out of bed at some point, and it's been pretty chill. They get out their schoolwork at some point, and we're in the middle of selling our house, so we've been working on stuff around the house. So that's been keeping us busy. And then we try to get them out to the park. Can't play on any playgrounds, but go for a walk or something. Riding bikes and
swimming at Papa's pool.
Yeah.
Now that it's warmer.
And then a lot of popcorn and movies at night. Yeah.
Oh
That
man,
sounds
I
fun.
think we've watched almost everything on Netflix. I don't know. It's hard to even find something to watch right now. I mean,
I
I'm
know.
a movie guy. I'm a movie guy, and I'm thinking about not now, but in about maybe a year, 2 years. There's not going to be too many good movies out because no one's filming right now. So what are we going
Yeah,
to do? I mean, is it
yeah.
going
There's
to
going to
be
be a
animation
glut
or
there.
what?
You might have to pick up golf, Matt. Play some
Oh,
golf then.
I'm actually a little secret. I just got invited to go golfing at a
On
golf course that's
Monday.
open on Monday.
They
So I'm
just
like,
reopened like last week.
oh, yes. That's I got to work on my game because it's been
Yes.
a long time. Any
Awesome.
golfers out there, love some tips. Let us know. Put in the comments.
All right.
Awesome,
So should we
awesome.
do the giveaway?
Yeah, let's do the giveaway.
Let's do it.
Once again, this giveaway will be for a mother.
So for the mother, okay, you got to let us know. This applies to you, mothers out there who are listening. Is it your birthday this week? Do we got any mothers? It's their birthday this week.
If it is, put it in the comments.
Mother's Day weekend.
We'll wait
If
for the
not,
comments.
this month. Let us know.
We're looking for a
This
birthday
year.
from
This-
Sopron.
this week or this month or
Yeah, if you want a free ebook right now, we want to give it to you. Free giveaway to your mom. If you have a birthday this month, put it in the comments.
if no one
not,
comments, we're gonna pick someone.
if not, if you know somebody who has a birthday this month and his mom, tag them in the comments and we'll give that book away. So we'll wait just a few minutes. Awesome, awesome. Any last thoughts you guys like to leave with us today as people begin to comment?
We just miss being around everybody and hope this was helpful for people. Everyone's story is a little different and everyone has their own story. So, hold on to yours, engage yours, and have fun with your family right now. Try to come up with creative ways to have fun, and because this is hopefully a time in history that we won't have to repeat again. So take advantage of it.
Amen on that.
And I think what we found out and discovered on this show today is that we need to get away on a double date to the drive-in movies.
Yes.
And have Nancy fries with Indian, and we'll be good.
Yes. Yeah, they were also garlic fries.
Oh,
I believe there was something else to it. So
now it's at the
And
top.
we have a winner today. Drum roll, please. And
Yes,
Natalia,
our friend Natalia. Yeah.
my
Yay.
birthday.
Happy
Hey,
birthday.
Awesome.
Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday. Well, you
Yes.
just won yourself a digital download of David Crone,
Prisoner of Hope.
Prisoner of Hope.
And so we will get that to you. We will email it to you. I think I have your email. So
Yes,
we'll see. If
we'll
I
get
don't,
that
I'll
to you.
text you.
And you could just, matter of fact, if you can inbox us right now with the best email for you, Natalia, that would help us. We'll get that book to you. Well, guys, it's been such a treat having you guys on the show today. We have to do it again. Time goes by fast. I mean, we've already been doing this for 45 minutes right now. So that's how fast it goes.
Yeah.
But it goes fast when you're having fun. So once again, guys, thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you guys. Can I say one more
Oh,
thing?
yeah.
I just want to say I'm super excited for all of the viewers that are watching. We're doing a special Mother's Day service this Sunday. So tune in to the mission page. It's going to be really fun. And both Dez's will be.
Yes.
Yeah, two of the panel speakers are on here right now. Des Gonzales. It's going to be an awesome panel.
Fire.
It's going to be life-changing, life-transforming. Make sure to check that out. It's going to be good. Well, guys, we'll have you on another episode here soon. Love you guys. You guys have a good day.
Love y'all.
Well, guys, thank you for watching the show today.
It was so fun.
This has been fun as you guys got to see just even some of our good friends, Ryan and Des Crone. They are just amazing. And it's been so fun. I want to keep going, but that time has come.
It has come. Until next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, a house is made of bricks and beams, but a home is made of hopes and dreams.
And if you're looking for a home to belong to, and once we get out of quarantine, hey, we'd love to invite you to come join our home, the Mission Church here in Vacaville, California. If you're in the area, check out our live stream. You can check it out on our Mission Church Facebook page or YouTube page. Check us out. As Des said, this weekend we have a special Mother's Day panel. It is going to be amazing. Once again, thank you for joining us on From a House to a Home.
All right. See you next week.
We will see you guys next week.
Have an amazing week.
Yep. Bye.